Hi, welcome to the video. I'm Sophie from the Gel Studios team, and you're watching What Makes It Gel. Yeah, so today is our sort of first video in the What Makes It Gel series. If you already know who we are, then thank you so much for joining us. If you are new, then welcome in. It's great to see you. Today I've got Carly, who is our creative director, the driving force behind many of our creative projects, and the longest standing member of the team.
Thanks, Soph.
Thank you for joining us today.
Very welcome.
To start off, I think just a question. To you, what makes it gel?
That's a very big question. And when I really think about it, I honestly don't think it's one thing. I think it's lots of little things that we do and that we've learned over the years. You know, when you look at our mission that combines creativity, strategy, collaboration, driving lasting results, all of that is underpinned by our vision to inspire change through creativity. There's so much that goes into that, and there's a lot to unpack. Mm-hmm. And it took us several years to kind of get to the bottom of that and find, you know, sort of what was really kind of unique to us. And it is a combination of sort of so many things. When you think of, I think a big thing for us is what we stand for. Mm-hmm. So, you know, not just how we go about our day-to-day and the values and how we conduct ourselves. I think we genuinely do have a very strong culture, which I think clients really benefit from, 100%. But there's also what we stand for in terms of wanting to make sure that everything we deliver is impactful. Mm-hmm. So, you know, for our clients, meeting their goals, but also in the local community. But then there's, you know, also things like our processes and the workshops that we have in place so that, you know, we can really understand the why behind a client and everything that goes into making them unique before we start any work. The fact that, you know, we've built specifically a team of experts in all these different areas for branding, design, websites, marketing. And, you know, we put a lot of effort into, you know, kind of culture, well-being, so that we can attract and maintain top talent. And that makes kind of for a very well-rounded kind of team that, you know, so that we can support clients from start to finish. We're all working under one roof, but without kind of being a kind of the jack of all trades.
Yeah. It feels like as a team, we can do a bit of everything, but there is specialism within that.
For sure.
And I think that's what makes it so special.
Absolutely it is. And, you know, having those experts in each area, there's still a huge amount of collaboration that goes on, you know, kind of in between team members, but also, you know, just sharing knowledge from what we've learned in one industry, can that be applied to another? It's very much a team effort. And I think, but also what, you know, kind of what goes into it is even things like the space that we've built, like this office. Again, it's a huge kind of tick in the box for the team. They, you know, we all love being here, makes us more productive, but it's also an amazing space to welcome clients into. Mm-hmm. And we get so much positive feedback from clients. You know, when they walk in, there is an element of wow factor, which makes us really proud. But it has been built in a way that we can get the most out of the team and the clients. You know, when a client walks through the door, it's kind of a distraction from their sort of day-to-day environment. They can come in and focus on whatever it is we're doing, meeting, workshop, whatever it might be. And it's all of those little things, I think, that contribute to what makes it gel.
Yeah. It's not just one thing, it's many parts of a whole.
Absolutely, it is, for sure.
And I think not just the team, it is this incredible space that we work from.
Yeah.
It like you said, when people walk in that door, they go, oh, wow, like... Mm-hmm. It makes you feel proud.
So proud.
To be in such like a wonderful space with such a wonderful team.
Absolutely it does. And, you know, it's a lot of time, effort, tears at some point, I'm sure, went into building the space. And it's an evolving space. You know, it's kind of changed since we first kind of moved in and put our stamp on it. But rest assured, the green walls have been there from day one. They're not going anywhere.
And they're staying. 13 years of history. Yeah. Green will always be there.
Same shade of green as well. It follows us around. But yeah, it you know, on a serious note, it is a really important part of, you know, what we offer and how we offer it, so that you know clients can come in and feel welcomed and part of our team, and, you know, helping with that that focus that we need at that any point of whatever we're doing for them.
Yeah, amazing. So going off of that, Gel Studios is sort of celebrating 13 years of history, which is, I mean, a triumph for many sort of companies, especially in this industry, because it's getting tougher and tougher out there for our kind of people. Within those sort of 13 years, obviously you've been with Gel essentially that whole time. How much have you seen sort of things change and evolve throughout that timeline?
So much has changed, obviously, in a great way. And when I think back to when I first started, obviously Graham was on his own website development, made the call to kind of bring myself in, which brought the design arm to the business. And obviously, naturally, that then gives you the ability to kind of branch into, obviously, website design, but also branding and graphic design. So we could offer clients a lot more. And that was a very sort of natural kind of progression. And kind of the services and the team were built around that. And as the years went on, there was, I wouldn't say a growing pressure at all, but there was certainly kind of talks about us offering ongoing marketing, so things like social media, SEO. And we purposefully didn't go into it too soon because we knew that it was a natural extension of what we wanted to do, to be able to deliver that ongoing support, make that longer term impact. But we were so sure that we didn't want to offer it until we could do it in the right way and build the right type of service with the right team members, the right expertise.
Something that's sort of carried through is doing the right thing in the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we could have gone into kind of the ongoing marketing support earlier than what we did, but it wouldn't have been the right thing for us or our clients. You know, we wanted to make sure that we did it in the right way. And that's, you know, the marketing side of things has grown so much over the last sort of few years, particularly. But when I think back to even the days, like I said, with myself and Graham, and as the design kind of team we're building and then sort of into marketing, at the heart of it all has always been the doing good. And I don't think that will ever change, no matter how big we become, what services we offer, what team members are here, that's going to be at the heart of everything. So when I think, you know, it's quite easy for a company, I think, as they grow, to potentially lose a little bit of original identity because things change. You kind of need to keep up with the times. But I think that's something we're all really proud of, is that's never wavered.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we have inspiring change through creativity.
It is, yeah.
As a statement, like, where did that come from? Where did that start?
4 very important words. And Graham has sort of said several times that, you know, that took him a long time to come up with. And even though it was kind of part of our DNA, it was almost part of our DNA without us necessarily even realising it. So it was a lot of kind of searching and kind of understanding what is it that makes us different, and what is at the heart of every decision. But ultimately, inspiring change through creativity is our North Star. I've said it before, I'll say it again, guides every decision that we make. And ultimately it means that everything we do has a positive, lasting impact. And like I said, that applies to our clients in terms of helping them reach their goals, but it also applies to kind of working in the local community. And it's kind of our commitment back, I guess. And, you know, we've always said the bigger that Gel gets, the more we grow, the more that commitment grows. And the bigger we become, the more good we can do. And inspiring change through creativity will be at the heart of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of definitely, from what I've seen, you know, I'm one of the newer members of the team, to be fair, but seeing inspiring change through creativity from the history of Gel, but then going into the future as well, because we've got this really amazing future growth plan that, you know, looks like we're just going to keep growing and growing and growing. In terms of sort of your thoughts on the growth plan, what are you looking forward to for the future?
I think when you look over the last few years, there's lots of work that we've done on ourselves, kind of internally, in terms of, you know, the processes that we have, the team members, the services we offer. And, you know, alongside all of that has always been the doing good. That's never changed. But along that journey, there's been some tough moments, some tough decisions that have had to be made. But there's also been some really great and exciting moments, most recently acquiring with, Infinity Nation. That's a really huge thing for us. But all of these things that have happened over the last few years, all the decisions that have been made, have been to get us to a strong position so that we can then accelerate that growth over the next 3, 4, 5 years. And, that growth is going to be a combination of, growing the team and our expertise, growing the clients that we work with, what we can deliver for the clients, how we deliver it in terms of the quality. And I think, as I said, the more that grows, the more good we can do.
Yeah.
And that's never going to change. And I think, so even though we've got this growth plan, doing good has always been and will always be at the heart of Gel. That's never going to change.
I feel like there aren't many places out there where doing good is the North Star, and the sort of the marketing, the design, the projects we do is sort of the force behind it.
It is, yeah. And but I think it's a combination of things. It's instilled in Graham. He just naturally, as a person, he's so generous with his time and just wanting to give back.
Yeah.
And that's obviously kind of rippled through Gel. And it's certainly, it could have easily become perhaps a top-down thing, or Graham saying we have to do good, therefore we should be doing good. But it's genuinely not like that. I think the whole team are on board with the mission and the vision. And that's a huge part of building a team that can work together towards the same thing, and having the right kind of players on the pitch, as it were. But it is very much instilled throughout. But like you say, I think that probably is quite a rare, because, I think everyone tries to kind of do their bit and give back, but to kind of build an ethos around it and kind of commit. It's the commitment, I think, for us that's the big thing in terms of, like I say, to our clients and the local community. It's, I think, partly as a local business, we feel like there's a responsibility for it as well.
So we do good now, we keep doing good into the future.
We will always be doing good,
for
sure.
Sounds like an amazing plan. I look forward to being a part of it.
You will be. You will be.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me today,
Very
especially in our sort of premiere episode.
Yes, very exciting. I feel privileged.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much. Had a great time speaking with you today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, more to come.
More to come. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed mine and Carly's conversation today. Be sure to stay tuned, because we've got plenty more coming up in the future.